Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Okay, let's start in a wide parallel second and we're going to reach our left arm up to the diagonal, really stretching out on that diagonal line on that left side and repeat to the other side. And stretch and reach. 2 more sets, reach it over and out. Good. Last time, reach and out. Now we're going to push across, bending the left knee out of the toe and twist and twist. So we're working the upper spine area, shoulders first. So we're reaching out, making sure that knee goes out over the toe and reach. And reach, come back to center. Let's take our hands, clasp them together, and reach forward with those arms. So we're opening up the upper back. Shoulder blades will be going away. Arms open, clasp them together, and pull them behind. Opening up the front chest, shoulder blades come forward together. And reach, come in, push the shoulder blades away, and open. And grab a hold of those hands and allow the chest to open. Shoulder blades are coming together. Your head might come up. Let's take that 2 more times. Hands, press, reach out, and open. Hands go behind, and stretch. Maybe each time you feel you get a little deeper stretch. Coming forward last time. Reach it out. Excellent. Arms open. Grab a hold of the hands, and press back. Good. Come back to neutral position. Let's shoulder roll. From here, we have shoulders go front, up, back, and down. Front, lift, back. 2 more, and front, lift, back, and down. Last time, front, lift, back, reverse it, and going to the back. Lift, front, and down. Getting a big circle in those shoulders, up and around. Repeat. Lift, up and down and back. Lift, up and down. And just shimmy those shoulders out. This whole area should feel like it's released somewhat. Let's go into the hips. So we're going to bend our knees, trying to keep our knees out over our toes. And let's move our hips to the side in this bent knee position. Slide, side, and side, and side. Good. 2 more. Out to the side and side. Out to the right and left. Let's come back to neutral. We're still trying to maintain those knees out of the toes, and we're going to the front to open up the hip flexors here. And back, and front, and back. Good. To the front, and back, and front, and back. Now let's take semicircles, front, around to that right, still keeping those knees bent, and to the back. We're going to come through and repeat. Circle around. So we're just doing a half circle there. And slide to the front. Feel the flexors, hip flexors get a nice stretch as you go to the front. Around to the back. And push through. Excellent. And slide around and to the back. We're going to come to the front, and this time we're going to circle to the left. All the way around, trying to open up all the areas that you can in that hip area. Front, going over to the left. Knees are still bent. To the back. And front. Circle around. Good. To the back. And we have 1 more. And front. Circle around. To the back. Now we're going to take some figure eights. So we're going to go to the front. Semicircle around to the right. Go to the back, come through, semicircle around to the left. So we've created a figure 8. Let's take 3 more of those. Coming front, push, circle around to the back, and front, push, circle. We've got 2 more. How big can you make these? And front, circle, all the way around, and front, circling around. Good. And last time, you might feel the inside thigh start to get a little bit of a stretch there. Around to the back and front and circle around to the back. Let's come back to neutral position, straighten up, shake the legs out. And just notice now we've opened up the shoulders and the hips, And let's continue on. This time, let's start working with the arms. So we're going to go into a parallel position with our feet right under our hips. Reach our arms up. And we're going to bend the knees as we swing our arms to the side. Lift them up. Trying to keep the upper torso nice and straight forward. So we're just getting the arms in the shoulder area moving here in these figure eights up and around, while the rest of the whole body sort of is helping to stay straight. So you get a little bit of a stretch there through that upper part of the chest and arms. And let's just now swing back and let our hips go forward. Heads go to the ceiling and reverse that. Hips go front, back, and front, and to the back, and front. Good, once more, to the back, and to the front. Good, rolling up. Let's go to the diagonal, still maintaining that second parallel position. And we're going to go into some squats, folding from the hips, building on what we've been doing with the arms working. So our hips go behind and up, and we have a flat back, and lift, and flat, and up, and flat. We're going to take 4 more. Here we go. And flat, and up, flat back, into that squat. Arms help us, and lift, and back, and up. Good. Let's come back into that flat back position, folding at the hips. But now we're going to be in a slightly different position with our hands on our upper, above the knee there on the lower thigh. Keeping that flat. Let's work that lower back, curving it, and letting it come all the way up to the upper back. So it's a little different than a cat. Now we're going to push through the hips and arch. So here we have a cow, but we're trying to really exaggerate each position so we're getting that in-between area between the shoulders and the upper chest and the hips in the spine to get some fluidity. We have 2 more. And roll that up. Really engaging the abdominals all the way up. So exaggerating that cat. Push through and see if you can exaggerate the cow. And once more, roll it up to that high cow, and then down and into your cow. Good. Continue the fold on the hips and drop the chest down, heads go down. And now circle the head in one direction like you have a pendulum at the top of your head. So you're letting that head be nice and loose as you get a nice fold in the hips. Stop the circle and then circle in the opposite direction. Head is very loose there. Good. Keep it going. Make sure you're still breathing. Nice and loose in that neck. And stop that. Good. From here, take a deep breath in, and we're going to stretch and straighten the left leg. So we're pushing the hip up. And you're going to find that you get a stretch in the hamstring on that left leg. Your body's going to tilt towards the straight leg, but you'll feel this. Head is loose, shoulders are loose. Bend so both legs are bent. And let's take it to the other side. And breathe and straighten. Good. Come back down again. Let's repeat. And left leg straightens up. Head stays down. Keep that breathing going. Bend. Breathing in. Exhale. Other leg comes to a straight position. Head is down still. You're increasing the twist in the torso and the hips while you're straightening that leg even more. We have 2 more sets. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift left leg up. Head is down. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And the right leg goes into a straight leg position. Feel the fold from the crease in the hips. Last time. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And press up with the left. Good. Coming back down into your bent position. And straighten. And lift on the right side. Heads are down. Good. Both knees bend. Let's roll up. I bring our hands on our legs. Lift up all the way to an upright position. Bringing the arms up over our head. And let's take some swings. So this time we're still bending from the hip, but we're going to let our upper body go free. So we have bend, drop down, head loose, and up. Bend, head down, lift, and up. 2 more. Bend, lift, up. And last time, bend, lift, and up. Let's bring our back arm across our waist. We're gonna open, allow that arm to come all the way out and down. And lift up, keeping the body where it is. That's why you got your hand around your waist as you open up the shoulder and the arm and the upper side body. Head goes with you. And lift up, breathe, reach, and out. Now let's swing the arm forward and reverse that. So we got to keep the hips going to the front, up, lift, and around. Reach to the back, lift, up, and around. Let's take 2 more. Reach it out. Hips stay forward, up and around. And reach, lift, up and around. Good. Let's take it to the other side. So if you want to, you can move to the other diagonal, wrapping the back hand. Front arm reaches forward. Lift, following the hand with the head. This first time it might feel like it's a little difficult to get that moving. Reach, lift, stretch all the way out and around. Again, like the other side, our hips stay forward as our upper body is making this twist with the hand. And reach, lift, up, around, and down. And bring that forward. Let's reverse that. Push it to the back. Lift it up, over, and front. And reach back. Lift, up, and over. Excellent. 2 more. Reach, lift, up, and to the front. And once more, reach it to the back, lift it up, coming around and front. Excellent. Let's come back and face front. So we've started to really open up this whole area and get some of the spine going. But let's get our feet working too for us. So our feet are a little bit closer in than our hips. So we're going to bend both knees and lift the heel up on the right side, pressing that heel forward and straighten, and up and press on the left. Really working through the instep, press and reach, and come up and press. 2 more sets, lift and press, and straighten, and press. Coming back up, 1 more time, in each direction, lift, and out, and up. Now let's rotate the legs. And we're still in a wide-ish position here. And we're going to still bend both knees and lift the heel up on the right side, making that heel go towards the big toe. And straighten and press. Press that heel up. Feel that stretch that happens in the foot. And straighten. Keep going. Press and straighten. And press and straighten. Repeat. Out and up and out. And we have 1 more set. Here we go. And press and straighten and press and straighten. Now let's come back into a first position turned out, and we're going to be flexing the feet, which is going to cause our weight to move over to the side. Try not to balance. Our hip goes out as we flex this foot up, and there is a bit of a balance there, and come down. And it might not be a big motion. Good. Keep going. Each time you do it, you might find you can press the hip out a little bit more and raise the foot up a little bit more. And press, push it out. So now we're getting a little bit of work in the hip and the lower spine, as well as the foot, and out. And let's take that 1 more time. And way up. See if you can be brave. If you fall, you're not falling too far, and you'll be able to get back into this. Good. Let's take the same thing in a wider position, which you may find a little bit more stable. So we're lifting the foot up as we press the heel into the floor and the hip out to the side. And come down and push through. Good. And keep going. Reach it out and straighten. Reach it out. Now let's add an arm. So arms come up. We're going to reach the hip out as we flex and reach the arms off in the diagonal. And come up and over and out. Good. Still might find there's a little balancing happening there. Reach. Good. Lift it up and reach out and lift it up. Excellent. Opening the legs out a little bit more. Let's swing the arms down as we bend both knees and start to work on that inside thigh. Bring the arms up and lift. Reach out and down, and lift, and up. Reach it out, and down. How far down can you get? Lift it up. Last time, here we go with the arms in this direction. Out, and down, and lift it up. Let's see if we can reverse the arms and continue on. So arms come forward, bend, and lift up, and bend. So this is a turned out position, and we use this a lot in dance. And it's kind of similar to a squat that you might do if you were in the gym, but we're maintaining the upper body and the knees go straight out to the side. Still working those glutes. Lift and up. Good. From here, let's swing the arms forward and back as we go into a flat back position, getting into those hamstrings, which we did a little work on before. And come back up. Breathe, flat over. Holding from the hip flexors, getting a little more of a stretch in the hamstrings. Lift and up. 2 more. Reach it out. And flat back. Good. Lift and up. And last time. Reach it out. And breathe. Lengthen through the legs. And lift and up. We're going to go back into an open position hand circle and bring the hands to the inside of the thighs there. If this gets to be too much, you can just hold this position. We're trying to deepen the stretch in the hands, in the inside thighs there. So we're going to press this hip forward and this shoulder forward. So we're pressing the hip forward as the shoulder twists. You can allow the upper body to get a little bit more. There won't be that much action in the hip. Push, come back to neutral, and now push through the left hip and the left shoulder. Let's take that again. Traveling through, making the hip do the work. This hand presses against the knee so that that shoulder can go forward as the hip is going forward and twisting up and front and come to the other side. Good. This can be quite intense on the legs. Let's take it 2 more times. Press. If you need to stop and straighten your legs for a moment, you can. Then come back. Here we go. Left, shoulder and hip press. And let's take that once more. And it's getting to me too. Press it out. Excellent. And shift and press. Good. Come back to neutral. Let's stand up and shake those legs. We might bring our legs in and heel toe and shake them out. It could be quite a bit on those legs. Okay, let's turn to the side and let's take a roll down through the spine. Starting in a parallel under the hips position of the feet. Heads roll down. Let's go down to the waist. So it's as if somebody grabbed you at the waist, and that's as far as you can go. And you can feel the stretch in your upper spine. And then roll back up. And repeat. Roll above the waist. And roll back up. Shoulders and heads are going along with the spine, just above the waist. Maybe you can get a little further over as the spine loosens up and there's more space in between the vertebrae. And here's the 4th time. Roll it down, breathe, and then come back up. Now we're going to roll all the way down and we're going to bend our knees. So here we go. We're going to roll through that spine where we went before and then bend the knees and allow the spine to drop all the way down till you come to a position where you're folding from the hips. Heads are loose. And we're going to roll back up, engaging the abdominals, getting through that mid and lower back, and then come to a straight leg. We come to the above the waist position and roll up. And you might find that doing it this way increases the stretch in the upper body, especially on the way back up. Bend the knees, roll, and allow the spine to drop down. Heads are loose. Feel that crease in the hip. Find that stretch happening in that lower back. Engage the abdominals, rolling up. Here we go. We're getting through that lower and mid back there. And then we straighten the legs, come to the above the waist position that we were doing before, and continuing to roll up. Good. We have 2 more. And roll down. Above the waist. Bend the knees, fold from the hips, and drop and hang. Let's shake our heads no. And shake our heads yes. Engage the abdominals,
We're rolling up through that lower back. It's a variation on that cat that we did. And then we're going to straighten the legs and come to the above the waist position, letting the head be really quite dark down in that deep stretch. And then roll back up. We're going to take that one more time. Here we go. Above the waist position. Establish that. Bend the knees, and then allow the spine to roll down more, and you're getting more into that lower back until you get to that fold right there in the crease of the hips. And let's twist the head to the front and twist it to the back. Twist it to the front and to the back. Two more. Twisting to the front, letting the spine lengthen out as the head is doing this action here. And we have one more. Excellent. And twist to the back. Head goes to neutral, engage the abdominals, get into that lower spine, rolling up, holding on to the abdominal muscles, then come to a straight leg so you get to the above the waist position, and then roll back up. Excellent. So you should feel like we really did work on that whole spine more. All right, let's go to the end of our mats and just roll all the way down into our hands and knees position. So from here, we're rolling again, above the waist position here. Bend the knees, drop down, feel the crease in the hips, and then come down, scoot your knees to the floor. Still keep the toes curled so we can get a stretch through the toes there. And from here, we're gonna push our hips up. So we're getting into more of a cat. Let the hands come forward. We're gonna roll the hips forward, drop the hips down, and let the upper body be upright, but we still have the toes in that curled position. Good. Now we're gonna bring our hips up. So we're going into an arch, into a cow, and we're gonna press back, walking our hands back, and we're gonna roll all the way back into our heels. So we've got a lower back stretch, and we're trying to also stretch out our Achilles. Heels might not be on the floor, but we're gonna take it 4 times, so maybe you'll find you get a little closer to the floor with the heels. Rolling, toes are still curled, knee down, hands come forward, back is lifted. Now the hips go forward, and we go into that arch. Shoulders are down, press the hips down so you're really working through that spine. Good. And now we're lifting our hips up, going into our cow position and walking our hands back, pushing the heels back into the floor, head stays down, and try and get the heels back as far as you can. So we're stretching through the lower spine and the Achilles. Let's repeat that 2 more times. Lifting the knees forward, lifting the toes, and keeping the toes on the floor, heels lift, arms go out, lower backs are lifted, press down, keep those toes in that curl position, and arc up. Now, if you feel like your shoulders are hunching up, you want to move the shoulders back so you can open up more space here and get into that arch. Good. Hips lift, back, press, arms come in, curve the spine, so the lower back is going to the ceiling, and then as you roll back, you've got the heels going down, still getting the stretch in that lower spine. Heads are loose, shoulders are loose. And let's do this once more. So we're rolling forward. Knees come down, toes still are in the floor. Heels are lifted, hands come forward, back's lifted. Come forward, press the hips down, shoulders down and back, and head comes up. So you're really opened up in this front chest area, utilizing and helping to create more flexibility in that spine. Hips go back, arch, hands come in. Let's go back one more time here into the heels. Press them down, drop the hips down. Now from here, we're going to go into a straight leg position by lifting our hips up, head stay down, still maintain that hip flexor area, so deep breath in. As we exhale, we push the hips up, the heels definitely go down. If your knees are not completely straight, that's okay, but you're doing the best you can, and let the head drop down. And you're going to find that you're increasing the stretch in the hamstring there. We've done some work, but this is a little bit more direct on the hamstring. And then come back down into your squat. You can lift the heels up and head up. Breath in. Exhale, press the heels down, lift the hips up, and drop. If you can get your hands a little closer towards your legs, then you can increase the stretch on hamstrings. And then come back down again and adjust your hands if you need to and lift the head back up again. Breath in. Exhale, press, heels down. Drop, hips up, heads down, walking the hands a little closer. Maybe the head goes towards the knees a little bit more. Still feeling the crease in the hips. If your legs are bent, in order to maintain that crease in the hips, that's fine. You will be feeling this in your hamstrings. And come back down. Hands come up to give you a little blood going the opposite direction. Let's take it once more. Breath in. Exhale, press, push. Hips up, heads down, walk the hands a little bit closer, and drop the head into the knee area. Good. Now from here, we're going to increase this stretch. And so we're going to take that front leg, cross it behind the back leg in a parallel position, and then drop down. And you'll notice you get more of a stretch on one leg than the other. Still hamstring oriented. Bring that foot back to the neutral position. And now let's slide the other leg behind and drop the body over, increasing that stretch. Good. We're going to take this one more time on each side. But if you need to take a moment to breathe and bring your head back to an upright position, you can. If not, let's go carry on and bring that front leg behind the back leg. Dropping the head down towards that front knee. Good. Come back to your neutral position and then switch it. And cross that leg behind, head is down. Bring the head towards the knee. Good. Excellent. And come back to your neutral position. Let's bring the hands down once more. And come into a flat belly position here. So we're going to allow the hips come down and drop. Excellent. Now from here, reach the arms forward. Feet are pointed in the back and the legs are parallel. We're going to swing the front arm around to the front leg. And we're going to take a deep breath in as your knee is bent there and your hands is holding onto the foot. On your exhale, you're going to lift the leg up and get a slight bow on that side in your body. And you may feel a stretch in your thigh, from the knee all the way up to the hip, and your upper body, your upper back is getting a little bit of a contraction there as well. And come down and release and bring that arm forward again. You might find that you can lay down on the floor a little bit more on that side. Let's repeat it to the other side. So back hand, back foot. Grab a hold of the foot, deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the foot away and allow the body to come up, the upper body up, and you have a bow shape there. Pressing the hand and the foot against each other to help maintain that bow position. Come back down, release the foot, let the arm come out, and take a deep breath in. And then exhale, and notice if you feel like you're a little bit longer and you flattened out on the floor, a little bit more than you were. We're going to take that once more. So here we go. Right hand, back leg. Now, if you've been having a problem getting your hand to your foot there, you can be holding on some other part of the leg. But just aim towards this as best you can. Deep breath in. As you exhale, foot reaches up, hand is holding it, and you again get that bow shape. Upper body's lifting. Hip goes down to the floor. Excellent. Release the leg, hand comes out. Bring the arm around. Again, you might find that you get a little bit more of a feeling of being flattened into the floor on that side. Let's even it out. Back hand comes around, grab a hold of the foot. Deep breath in. As you exhale, foot reaches away. Upper body is going to be lifted because of that reach of the foot. And the hand is securing that position for you. Good. And come down and release. Excellent. From here, let's just rest for a moment. You put your head on the floor and feel the length in your body. Excellent. From here, hands come underneath you. We're going to push up and go into a hands and knees position and take a little balance with the body after having created that bow in our body. So we're going to take that front leg, reach it out so it's parallel to the spine, and then reach
out. So the spine goes out and down towards the foot, and then up and through the opposite hand. And so we're getting a little bit of core work here. We're reaching, feeling the stretch, feeling the pressure of the hand on the floor and the foot and knee on the floor to help maintain this balance. Good. Bring that hand and knee in. Let's take it to the other side. Back foot, back leg, front arm, reach. Feeling the pressure of the hand on the floor and the knee and the foot on the floor as the opposite hand and leg are reaching in opposite directions, way up there. Core work here, guys. Good. And come in. Let's take it once more with a flexed hand and foot. So we're putting that front leg out, flexing it, reaching the back hand and flexing. And now feel the pull in opposite directions from the heel of the hand and the heel of the foot. You might find some wobbling happening here. Holding on to the core, breathing, reaching out, and allowing that balance to maintain. Good. Coming in, release, back leg, flex it, right front arm, flex it, press out through the heels, shoulders are down, you're reaching long, trying to really hold on to the abdominals and the lower spine, your core area, as you get this extension in the leg and the hand. Reaching, good, and coming down. Let's push back into a child's pose, feeling that lower back, stretch out, lengthen. And let's take a curve with our spines as we walk our hands over to the front, taking the back hand and putting it on top of the front hand and drop down. Let that head be loose. Let's shake it out. And no, and then yes. Feeling that curve, that side body curve. Keeping the hips where they are, right over the heels. And opening up that side body. Good. Let's walk the hands in the opposite direction. So again, we have one hand on top of the other. And we are letting our spines take that nice side body curve there. Heads are loose, shake them no. Shake them yes. Making sure the shoulders are down and the elbows drop as best they can. Reaching over in that side body stretch. Good. Coming back to your center and going back into your child's pose. And notice if you can get a little farther over. You may find your spine lengthened out on the side, which helps the front and back stretch as well. From here, let's come back up to your hands and knees position. Now we're going to swing our back leg forward and around in front of us and push the back leg out a little bit so we get an angle here and feel the stretch in the hip there. So we're going to press the hip forward. Excellent, shoulders down. Now we're going to push the hips back to straighten that front leg and increase the stretch on the hamstring on that front leg. Foot is pointed there on the front leg as well. Coming up with the hip, push forward and press down. Try and get the upper body a little bit lifted there. And push back. Lengthen the front leg. Hips are back. Heads are down. Elbows are bent. Repeat 2 more times. Lift, up, press, lengthen through the spine. Heads come up. Maybe you can push up onto your hands, as I am right here, onto the fingers. So you're really feeling a stretch in that back hip area. And come back, lengthening and stretching through the front of the leg, back of the front leg, sorry. Reach it way back. How far back can you get? How much can you fold over? Feeling the crease in the front of that hip there be the folding area. And lift. Here's our 4th time. We're pushing through that hip. Maybe you can lift your hands up all the way to the fingertips and let the upper body come upright. Really feeling that nice stretch that's happening in that hip. And come back. We're going to go back into that stretch, trying to lay the torso down onto that leg. Head goes down. From here, we're going to add to the stretch in the hamstring by flexing the foot up and pushing hips back even more. Breathing through this. Push through the ball of the foot and point, rocking forward.
Coming up with the toes, flex and push back. Going through the ball of the foot and point. Body rocks forward a little bit. Toes come up. We're rocking back, trying to push the hip way back there. Shoulders are down to lengthen through that hamstring. Good work here, guys. This is quite intense. And then ball of the foot and point. And even though you're getting a stretch in the hamstring, it probably feels like it's eased off. Lifting the toes up, flex and press. Lengthening out through that leg, way out there. And then ball of the foot, point. Bend the leg forward and get the back hip coming forward again, feeling that nice stretch. Let's go into a crow's toe position here and come up into your lunge. Now we're going to rotate, and if you need to find a different way to do this, then please do, but see if you can stay with me here. Rotating, we're shifting over, bending this leg is straight, and then continue to rotate, and we come back to the other side. And then drop the knee down, toe release. Excellent. So now we're working on this hip. And here we are. We're going forward with that hip, really stretching it out. And then pushing back with the hips so that front leg is going to straighten, your new front leg, and increase the stretch on the hamstring. Foot is pointed on the front there, head is loose. And we are still trying to hold right there from the hip flexors. Lifting up and then forward, undulating through the spine. And come up a little bit, feeling the stretch in this hip. Shoulders are down. Press back with the hip. All the way back. Lengthen. Long leg. Feeling the upper body fold over this front leg. 2 more. Lift it up. Undulating through. Press and push. See if you can come up onto your fingertips. Really feeling that hip. Get a good stretch there. Pushing back with the hips, and now it's the front leg's hamstring time to get a stretch. All the way over and down, elbows are bent, shoulders are loose, foot is truly pointed. Coming back up, pushing through, lift. How far up can you get the upper body by pressing the fingers into the floor? Heads come up, shoulders down to really increase that stretch there. And here we go. Press back, push. Lengthening out through that front leg. Foot is still pointed. We have 1 more. And really exaggerate these positions. Allow the hip to come forward. Undulate through the spine. Coming up as high as you can on the fingertips there. Letting that back hip get a good opening there. And then we're pushing back. Hips go back. Long line in that leg. Head comes down. Foot is pointed. Elbows are loose. Heads are loose. Let's go into that deeper stretch by lifting the toes up and going into a flex position. Still holding from the crease in the hip there. Push through the ball of the foot and point. It's a little rocking forward with body. Toes come up and flex. And now you have that rock back, increasing the hamstring stretch there. Roll through the ball of the foot and point. Heads are down. Feel the crease in the hip. Toes come up, flex, and reach out. And last time, roll through the foot. Point, you'll feel the body going forward. And toes come up, and we go into that flex position. Way out there. Really notice how much farther back you can achieve that flexibility in that hamstring there by doing this slight roll and rocking position. And then let's come back through, point, coming forward, back into that back hip. Stretch here, bodies are upright. Curl the toes under and go into your lunge. Excellent. Now we're going to rotate like we did. If this feels too scary or uncomfortable for you, you figure out a different way to do this. But this time we're going to press the hips down as we have a pointed foot here. So we're getting a deeper inside thigh stretch. Good. We're going to come up to a straight leg position, walk the hands over, bend the other leg, point your side foot there,
on the left and open up the inside thigh. Let's take that once more. Straighten the legs, walk the hands over, left leg bends, right foot points. Elbow is against the knee there to really open up that inside leg. Again, if this is a little bit advanced for you, you can always do a modification. And come up, and let's shift over, bending the right, pointing the left, and press down. Good. Okay, let's come back up to the straight leg position. You can heel toe the legs in. Now we're in a forward fold. Drop the head down. Put the hands forward. And we're going to rock forward on our feet. So our feet, we feel more of the weight on the balls of our feet. And our bodies really rock forward. And then push back. Your hands will have to maybe slide towards your body a little bit more. But we're trying to push our hips to the back of the room beyond our heels, and our weight is more now on the heels. Repeat that, still folding from the hips. Forward, and then press back. You may find you get a little stretch in your armpits as well as pushing back and getting a stretch in your upper hamstrings. Let's take 2 more of those. You may find that your hands have to move a little bit. And rock back. Opening up. Multiple areas. And then once more, rocking forward. Good. And push and rock back. Excellent. Come back to your neutral position. Let's bend down however you'd like to. Squat. And then come onto your knees there. You're going to sit your hips down and come to an upright position. Okay, allow the blood to come back to its normal flow. After being hanging over so long, we're going to just push through our hips here. We're going to slide our hips over to the side. And you're going to find that you get a little work in that lower spine. We're just coming up and over from one side to the other, just to ease out some of the things that we've been doing. And to activate that lower spine a little bit more. Good. And lift. And come over and lift. We have one more. And last time, up and over. Good. And up and over. Nice. Let's come back to neutral position and let's take some reaches over to the side to increase the side body stretch. So right hand goes down. Try and get the elbow down. You might not get down all the way to the floor this first time, keeping the hips where they are. And then reach that upper arm over and you're going to have a nice, deep side body stretch there. Drop the hand down, slide it to the other side, trying to get the elbow down, reach up and over. And you may find one side is easier than the other. Coming through, slide. Maybe this time you can get both elbows down or reach and feel that side body stretch. Try not to curve forward. We want it to stay open. And come through, slide, reach, elbow down and over. Let's take 2 more sets. Come up, over, elbow down, reach, all the way out as far as you can with that long arm. Come through, let the head go, now comes out, and we're keeping the chest open to the front as our arm reaches out to the side. We have one more, coming up, reach, slide, and over. Should feel good by this time. Coming up, reach, elbow down, stretch, and reach. Good. Coming up right. Excellent. Let's come to the side and bring our legs so that our feet are together, knees are out, and our backs are straight. We've got the divine flesh out from underneath us here. And let's take a deep breath in. We're going to press the elbows into the crook of the hip there, and then slide our elbows out as we fold from the hip flexors. And we're pressing the elbows out along those inner thighs. And that should increase the stretch in the inner thighs. And let's take that 3 more times. Deep breath in, elbow, slide, stretch, lengthen it out, all the way. 2 more, and up, press, slide, folding from the hips as your body goes forward towards those toes, reaching those elbows out, opening up the inside thighs, but also getting a stretch in your spine. Last time, lift up, breathing, pressing, stretching out, lengthen all the way. Good. From here, let's put our hands in front of us, and we're going to drop our heads down, still folding from the hips, and increase this inner thigh stretch by taking gentle pulses. Here we go. 1, and we're coming from the hips here. 2, if you don't feel comfortable. 3, doing the pulses, you don't have to, you can just hold. We have 4 more. And 5, keep breathing. 6, and 7, and 8. Now we're going to stay low, and we're going to curve our bodies over to the right side. The body will open up, your hands are behind you to help support you, and lifting up. So we're taking a circle here, and drop over to the left side, and then drop down again over your feet. Let's repeat that. So we're circling, using your hands however you need to help to facilitate this. Legs still maintain this rotated position, but our upper body is creating a circle. We have 2 more. Drop the head down. Let that head float along with your body. Try not to make it be forcing anything. Up and around, over to the side, and down. And you'll find that you're really working the side body, the side of the spine, and the spine itself, along with the inside thighs getting stretched. Now we're going to come around and drop down. Once again, our hands are coming in front of us. We have the fold from the crease, and we're going to repeat those 8 counts of pulsing or holding. Here we go. 1, remember if you're doing the pulse. 2 is coming from the crease in the hips, in front of the hips, not the lower spine. Here's 5, and 6, breathe, and 7, and 8. Now we're going to circle to the left. So here we go, over to the side, letting the head go with you. Hands are helping all the way to the back, chin comes up to the ceiling. We go over to the right, and around and down. And it should feel fairly fluid as we take this second one, circling. Let the arms do whatever they need to do to accommodate this, making the upper body do this big circle as the legs are staying open. And 2 more, and all the way around. Lift, letting the head go to the side. Now the chin goes up to the ceiling as you move to the back, around to the side. And here's our last one. We're going to circle around to your left, up and around to the back, and around to the right, and come down. Let's once more come forward and just notice where you are in terms of how much farther over you may find your head towards those feet than when you first started. And then roll up through the spine to an upright spine. And then let's flex our feet, drive the heels out. And so now we have a rotated position, and I want to make sure that you've got the divine flesh out from underneath you, so you're really sitting up high on your backs. Let's rotate the legs in and out. So we're working in that hip joint and out. 2 more, in and out. And you can vary which foot is in front if you want to, in and out. Good. Opening the legs a little bit, so now we're in the diagonal. Reset, divine flesh out from underneath you. And we're going to push this hip out on that diagonal line. So you're really pushing it out. Your upper body is going to reflect that. And now we're going to retract that in, so the hip comes in towards you on the diagonal line. Push out. And come back in. 2 more. Reach it out. And you may find that you get a little bit more flexibility in there. So your upper torso may reflect more of a twist and reach. And then come back in. Now we'll come back to your neutral position and sit up tall. And you're going to notice that you can actually sit up upright a little bit more easily on this hip. Let's try it to the other side. So again, pushing this hip out on that diagonal line. This first time won't feel like you can get very far. Other leg is maintaining its position knee to the ceiling. And bring that back in, retract it in. And push it out. Good. And bring it in. 2 more. Pushing it way out there. How far out can you get? And come back in. And last time, really pushing that out. Lengthening out through that diagonal line with that leg. And coming back in again. Good. Come back to your neutral position, sit up, and you're going to find that you can sit up taller on that hip as well. Excellent. Let's bring the legs together and shake them up. That can be sometimes a bit of an exhausting exercise because we don't work our hips that much in that way. So just wiggle the hips out a little bit, help to integrate that. And then we're going to go back into a wider position. Now I want you to go to the width that works for you. If you're not very far out, that's fine. We all have different flexibility in this rotated position according to how our bones are put together. And so it's individual. Let's make sure we've got the divine flesh out from underneath here. And we're going to take some side stretches. Our feet are pointed, keeping the legs rotated out. So slide, elbow down, other arm comes up and over. So here we are in that familiar position with the upper body, but we've got our legs in the open position. Feeling that side body stretch, but also the inside thigh, maybe getting a stretch. Bring that arm down, slide the elbow out, top arm reaches, keeping both hips on the floor. Excellent. Feet are still pointed. We have 3 more of those. Hand, slide, other arm comes up and over. How far out can you get? Good. Coming up. Hand slides, elbow down, reach, other arm is over. Now we're going to take this again 2 more times, but this time as we come up, let's flex our feet and keep our feet in that flex position as we reach our bodies over. You may find that you get a little more leverage to be able to get more over to the side in your upper body by keeping that flex position with your feet. Hand, reach, slide, elbow, arm over. Good. And lift, slide, reach, press, arm is over. Might get lower. And come up, slide, arm up and over. How far over can you get? Excellent. Good. Now we're going to keep the flex here and come upright, and we're going to twist our upper bodies towards this right leg. Hands are on the floor, and now we're going to fold and slide out. And let's just go to the diagonal position here. I'm not trying to go into a curve, so you won't get that far. And you're going to find that you get more of a stretch here on this back hip. Good. And then slide back up again, using the core muscles, sliding out. A little bit farther if you can get there, and up. So multiple places where you're going to feel a stretch here, keeping that left hip on the floor, backs are straight, and come up. And once more, slide it out, press, feel that stretch, and come up right. Let's rotate our upper body to the other side, hands come down. Now this hip has to stay nice and open. Keep the hip down. As we slide and go into a diagonal position, this first one will feel a little bit tight after the last one. On the other side, there'll be a contrast. And then come upright, sliding hands up. Let's slide out and see if we can get a little bit farther over on that diagonal line. Way out there. Good. And come upright. We have 2 more. And slide out, keeping this hip rotated out. See how far you can get. You're still folding from the crease in that hip on the left side, and your backs are staying straight. We're not getting a curve there yet. And come upright. And last one. Here we go. This will feel a lot better than the first time. Folding over on this side. Reach it out. And come upright. Good. Come back to center. And then let's put our feet in a pointed position. Let's take again a curve to the side. This time we're going to slide out, still get that hip rotated out and down into that diagonal position. And now continue, and you can curve your head down. So you're aiming your nose towards your knee. Elbows can drop, go as far as you can, still maintaining the rotation in your legs and keeping that opposite hip on the floor. Head is loose. Let's shake the head no, and shake the head yes. Repeat that. Shake that head no, and shake the head yes. Let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, slide the hands out and see how far out you can get. Again, breath in and exhale and slide. You might not be sliding much farther, but every little bit helps to increase the flexibility. 2 more breaths, deep breath in. Exhale and reach. Opposite hips on the floor. Last time, deep breath in
Exhale and reach. Excellent. Walking the hands back and then coming to an upright position, facing that foot. And let's rotate the upper body to the other side and repeat it on the other side. So here we go. Hands flat back, folding from the hips, but then we curve it over and drop. Now you may find that one side feels easier to work on the fold over than the other, but make sure that you go to the place where you still maintain the opposite hip on the floor. Let's shake our heads no, and shake your hands yes. Let's repeat that. Shake that head no, and shake the head yes. Now let's take 4 deep breaths. Here we go. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're trying to slide the hands out a little bit more. Nose is going towards the knee, opposite hips on the floor. And you should feel this in many, many different places. Deep breath in. Exhale and reach. Remember, the feet are still pointed. Legs are rotated out. Shoulders are loose. Heads are loose. 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale. How far out can you get? Every little bit counts. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale and reach. Good. From here, walking your body back up to an upright position as you unfold from that curve over, hands come up, and then come back to a neutral position. And just notice if it feels a little bit easier to be in this position after doing those stretches. All right, folks, let's close the legs up, beat them out. And then find a way to sit. If you want a cross leg here, you can. Just make sure that you've got the divine flesh out from underneath you. And just notice how tall you feel, how much you've opened up. Let's all take a deep breath in, lift the hands up. Hands come together, hands come to the heart chakra. And I want you to give thanks to yourself. And I hope you enjoy the rest of this day. Take care.